Hello friends, this is Mentor SN and welcome to my channel. Today we will discuss about method overloading in C#. What is the agenda of today's video? First we'll discuss what is method overloading, then we'll see method overloading in depth, then we'll write an example of method overloading and discuss the benefits of method overloading. So before that, if you are new to my channel, please do not forget to subscribe. Let's get started. What is method overloading? Method overloading is a concept in object-oriented programming that allow you to define multiple methods in the same class with same name but different parameter lists. This enables you to provide various ways to call a method based on the type and number of arguments passed to it. Method overloading is a form of compile time polymorphism, where the appropriate method to call is determined at compile time based on the arguments provided. Why method overloading? Method overloading in C# improves code organization, readability and flexibility. It provides a more user-friendly and consistent experience for developer working with codes, leading to a better software design and maintainability. So here is my Visual Studio. I'll create a calculator class with 3 overloaded methods. So first I'll create a class, public class calculator. Then I'll create the first overloaded method, that is integer add. I'll pass 2 parameters, that is int x, y. Then I'll return x plus y. Next, I'll create another add method but with different types as a parameter. Here public of type double add, and I'll pass the parameter as double x and y. Then I'll return x plus y. Next, I'll create another add method where I'll pass 3 parameters. So again I'll write public add, where I'll pass 3 parameters, that is int x, y, and int z. Then I'll return x plus y plus z. And I'll create another simple method for subtract. So I'll write public sub, where I'll pass x and y as a parameter. I'll return x minus y. In this example, we have created a class called calculator. This class has 3 overloaded add methods. The first one takes 2 arguments and second one takes 2 arguments of different type, that is double. Then third one takes 3 arguments of integer type. And we have a normal method called subtract or sum. So these 3 are our overloaded method. Next, we'll create an object of calculator class in program class. So I'll write calculator. Calculator is equals to new calculator. Then I'll call all the overloaded methods one by one, and I'll write the output to console. So what I'll do here is I'll write console.writeLine. Then I'll write some standard message saying, let's say, output of first overloaded add method is. Then I'll call here calculator.add, where I'll pass 2 parameters, 2 integer type parameter. Well, let's say pass 5 and 6 as a parameter. Then same I'll do for the second method. So I'll just create a copy of it and I'll just edit it to second overloaded method, and I'll pass the parameter of type double. So I'll type something like 5.6 and 6.8 for example. Then I'll call the third overloaded method with 3 arguments or 3 parameters. So here I'll pass the parameters as, let's say, 3, 5 and 9. Next, I'll call the subtract method. So to do that, I'll write console.writeLine. Output of sub method is the calculator.sub, and I'll pass the value as here, for example 20 and then 7 for example. Now we have created a class with overloaded method. Let's discuss method overloading in depth. First, we'll discuss the signature of the method. The signature of the methods include its names, and parameter and their order. It does not include the return type. Overloaded method must have different signatures. Next, parameter list. Overloaded method must be for either in the number or type of their parameters. For example, here in the add method we have two parameters and here we have different type. So in the overloaded method it must differ either in the number or type of the parameter. Next, return type. Method overloading is not based on the return type of the method. That means you cannot overload a method by only its return type. For example, I'll create again another method here. If I'll just specify here the return type is double, then we cannot say this method is a overloaded method. Along with the return type, we have to specify different parameters, whether it can be different type or the number of parameters must be different to treat a method as overloaded method. Next, access specifier. Overloaded method can have different access specifiers such as public, private and protected. Here I have taken all the method as public method, but we can specify private or protected as well. Next, modifiers and method overloading. Method modifiers like static, virtual and override do not affect method overloading. Overloaded method can have different modifiers. So if we will specify a method as static method, we cannot say this is method overloading. Overloaded method can have different modifiers. It can be virtual, it can be static or it can be override. Next, method resolution. When you call an overloaded method, the compiler determines the best matching method based on the arguments you provide. For example, here we are calling three overloaded methods and we have specified different parameters to determine which method we want to call. It tries to find the closest match by considering implicit conversion. If the exact match is found, the compiler looks for the most compatible match. Next, ambiguity. For example, if multiple methods have equal matches, then you will get a compilation error and compiler will specify that you need to reconsider the methods to overload. Next, optional parameter and overloading. C# also supports optional parameter which can be used in combination with method overloading. But be cautious when you use optional parameter in overloaded method to avoid ambiguity. Next, we'll see some benefits of method overloading. The first benefit will be readability and intuitiveness. So, method overloading allow you to provide multiple method signature with the same name but different parameter list. This can make your code more intuitive and self-explanatory. Developer can choose the appropriate overload method based on the type and the number of arguments. Leads to more readable code. The second benefit will be consistency. By using method overloading, you can keep related method or you can group related method together. Next, reduced method name clutter. Instead of creating a distinct method for slightly variation in the functionality, you can use overloading to handle similar operation with a single method. For example, here with the same name called add, we have created three different add methods. This can prevent method names from becoming overly long and complex. Next benefit is code reusability. Method overloading promotes code reuse by allowing you to implement similar logic in different overloads. This can help avoid duplication of code, leading to more maintainable and less error-prone software. Next, flexible input. Different overloads can accept various type and combination of arguments. This flexibility allows developers to work with data types they are most comfortable with and the most appropriate for their specific use cases. Next benefit is type conversion. Overloaded methods can handle implicit type conversion. For example, you can have an overloaded method that can accept integer as argument and another can accept double as argument. For example, here we have two overloaded methods but the types are different. First one is integer and second one is double. This reduces the needs for the developers to explicitly cast values before passing them to a method. Next, clearer intent. With method overloading, you can create method with similar functionality to specific scenario. This can communicate your intent more clearly. Next is your maintenance. When you need to make changes to a certain piece of functionality, you can make update in one place instead of having to update multiple methods with slightly different names. Next benefit is polymorphism. Method overloading contributes to compile time polymorphism, where the appropriate method is selected at compile time based on the argument provided. This leads to efficient execution and fewer runtime errors. In summary, method overloading enhances the overall design and usability of your code base. It also contributes to code readability and maintainability. So now let's run the program and see the output. First, I'll save the program, then I'll run it. Now, here is our output. So first overloaded method has 5 plus 6 is equals to 11. Second overloaded add method has the output 12, that is 5.6 plus 6.8. This is a typo here. Instead of third, I have written 3. But the third overloaded method, add method, output is 17, that is 3 plus 5 plus 9. And the subtractor method output is 13, which is 20 minus 7. So this is how you can achieve method overloading. If you like my video, please do not forget to comment and hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for my upcoming video. Till then, bye bye.